The grandfather of critical thinking is a single word. And it's a word that comes from curiosity. Just wonder about the world that we live in. Children use this word more than adults do. This word is the matriarch of critical thinking. It's based on wonder and curiosity. Children use this house, and children use that word all the time. The average child is so full of excitement about the world that they're learning to know that they ask this single question, as well as other questions, as many as 300 times in a day. So what's the question? It's simple. It's powerful. It's explosive. It makes things come alive. It explains that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. It explains that somebody does know what they're talking about. That singular, powerful question is, why? Why?
Why do they ask that question so often?
I think it's because the answers they get when they hear that question responded to is the answers are rewarding. They tell them something they didn't know. In other words, they know certain things, then they say why, because they don't know these other things.
Why do they want to know other things?
There's something about our humanity that makes us unsatisfied with the knowledge that we have at one point in time. So how do you get somebody to enlarge your knowledge? You say, why?
Why is that an effective tool?
What it does is it involves the other person who you hope knows something in your amazement about the world. So you have the wonder, I have the shared wonder and the excitement of being with somebody who has that wonder, and it makes us more human. It enlarges our world.
Why is it that adults don't ask these kinds of questions as frequently?
Well, they lose out because they don't, which doesn't answer your question, but it's unfortunate. I mean, you're right, but it's unfortunate. So why don't they? You know, when we grow tall, when we are called adult, we think we're supposed to know everything. And we're embarrassed to let the world know we don't know everything. And the word why exposes us.
Why do you think it is that children then, since this is a good thing, that children aren't encouraged to ask more questions? Because if they were asked more questions as children, they might ask more as adults.
I think part of the reason that adults don't ask why often enough is because parents get tired of hearing it. You know, after a while, like 300 times a day, it's like enough already. And I think that we get programmed to believe that it's wrong to be asking questions.
How could something, why would something be considered wrong, though, if it's improving us, if it's making us better?
Well, sometimes it takes a lot of energy and a lot of patience to acquire a skill or knowledge, and people just don't want to have the time. They want to be cooking supper, or they want to be watching a TV program. And when I hear 300 times why, after a while, it's like, I love you to death, but please stop. And I think that carries over into adult life too. We learn that you're going to get in trouble if you ask a bunch of questions. So I think, you know, when you ask the question of why do adults not want kids to be asking the why question more, it's because after a while you're just like, please, I want to cook supper. Please, mommy's coming home from work. I need some peace and quiet. Asking the why questions gets really frustrating to adults because 300 times asking questions, many of them the why question, in a single day, and your head's throbbing. It's like, please, I need to wash the dishes. Please, I need to mow the lawn. I love you to death, but can you give me a break?
Well, I think if you can't ask the why question, I don't want to be an adult.